So I'm here with Trevor, who's come over from Australia to go to True London. And there's been some really good debates at this event around this topic of talent. Trevor, what's talent?
Well, we've been talking about whether talent is capability, talent is competencies, talent is skills, and we've also been talking about who should manage talent. Well, should it be the line? Should it be HR? And I've really enjoyed the philosophical side of things.
You told me a great story. Organisations get totally spooked by the term turnover. Tell me your New Zealand tax story and their turnover and the reality check.
Yeah, no, that was an interesting one in that we originally got an assignment to fix turnover in the assessment side of the IRD. And when we looked at it, there was no way to really fix it per se, because the demand and supply was such that that was the natural area where turnover was going to happen. So what we actually did was reward turnover by saying, well, if this is going to happen, what is the impact of it? And how can we get more of a positive impact from this turnover by providing other organisations with access to this talent, other departments within the IRD access to this talent, and providing more training for this area that was losing the talent so that it wasn't disadvantaged but rewarded for turnover. So, the natural demand and supply, and this is what Kevin's been talking about, whether it's at an individual level or a departmental level or an organisational level, is going to occur. And what we need to find is ways to actually facilitate that without distorting it. And I think that's the discussion that we just had. And I'm really intrigued by it, but I don't know the answers, Kev.
I don't think any of us do, and I think one final question. Sometimes when you go out and recruit, we talk about recruiting talent, when what we actually mean is we need the right person to do the right job. In that sense, does talent matter?
I don't think it does. I think the right person in the right situation matters, and that's where I think recruiters can make a significant difference. By asking managers the right questions. What is the talent that you've got? What is the need that you've got? How long is it going to take your current talent to be able to develop to achieve that need? Do you need to get an external person who is talent ready, or could you get someone who is a little bit less than that and promote from within? And I think a lot of the times, because we're fee-based, because we're trying to get the biggest fee for the best talent if you're an agency, then that gets distorted in terms of what it is that we do, rather than trying to get something that really fits and meets the need.
So I'm going to make one final statement. For 20 years I've used the complete BS term, the war for talent. Actually, it's never been a war for talent, it's been a war for skills. Talent comes after you find the skilled person. So drop that bullshit term, the war for talent. What we're really in is a war for skills, and what most organisations need to do is focus on finding the right skill sets for the right people, and then in my opinion, when you bring them into the organisation, that's when you start to talk about talent potential. So, great interview. When are you, by the way, final question, when are you going back to Oz?
I'm going back in 2 weeks' time. I'm back here, I'm just going to Sicily now for 10 days, and then I'm coming back here for 4 days, so I'd love to catch up for a beer if you have time.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Another of those true Martin Cousins guru content man interviews.